What is up? What is up? What is up? Scarecrow on YouTube. BoobTube. Just doing a small test. Want to see. I gotta adjust this a little bit. My volume's high in my ear. All right. Hopefully that sounds okay. Doing a little small test stream here on YouTube. I want to see how it does as far as the pickup goes, how smooth everything looks and runs. So just kind of bear with me on that. This may be something that I do. I think I've done this before. I've said that, you know, the difference is I got more of a following on Twitch, and I send all my stuff over here to YouTube, but the biggest thing is, the biggest thing for me is I think YouTube is smoother as far as your broadcasting ability goes and everything. You can run like a higher, you can run higher stuff, like higher bit rates and whatnot. So I'm just going to see how it looks. I'm going to see how it fares. I may end up porting everything over. If I do, you know, I will let my Twitch community know. We're just going to see how everything fares. I want to see how it looks on this game. This is CarX Street for PC. It's not the strongest graphical laced game as far as that goes. You know, it's, you know, I've got it maxed completely out, you know, as far as that goes. And it's not like it's sitting here just slapping, you know, everything in the face. You know, you can see little graphical imperfections here and there, but for what it is, man, it's actually a really fun game. Graphically, I think it looks a lot better than most games in the price range is kind of what I'm trying to say here. I couldn't think. So this is more or less me. I'm just kind of trying to see how it looks and how it fares, man. If everything turns out good, I may do this. Like I said, I got a pretty good following on Twitch, really starting to get one. I'd like to keep it there, but I also love I'd love to have a more smooth stream experience, because without being a partner, you know, Twitch limits you to what you can do, which, I mean, I understand that. YouTube's like, you know what, here, we're going to unleash the range. You can have you can run this as high quality as your rig can handle, which I think is great. I think that means a lot. Collectible blueprint nearby. Okay. You know what? I am here for it. I need those blueprints. Just as okay, we're gonna look around. So in this game, you collect stuff. You collect blueprints for stuff. You collect collectibles. So the blueprint collectible, which, okay, that went away. The blueprint collectible, if my ass could talk, is something they added, and here it is. All right, so the blueprints, you'll find these trucks like this. Sunset parts, it'll have a headlights on. A regular collectible for like a retro car part is, you'll find them around the map, and it'll pop up on the left side of your screen saying, you know, there's a collectible nearby. That will be under a red car cover that says CarX Street. But more or less, you get to come in here and decide what you want to pick. There's different blueprints. When you find these, you can kind of find something specific for a prototype. Blueprints, that's an exhaust one. I've already done one of these, the turbo kits. Let's do something different. Let's do an exhaust one. All right, sweet. So one of two. So, and the thing is, there's nothing specific that when you find one of those, it's not like, oh, this specific blueprint that you found is for this specific part. No, you can take that part and make it anything you want. You can choose what you want it to go towards. Now, the other ones, on the other hand, they are specific to certain cars that you find. You know, there's like 3 what they call classic car builds in the game. It's like an old Volvo wagon of some type. There's a like a Dodge van, which is really funny. And the other one I can't remember, but those are what you find. And every time you find those, you know, it'll tell you, you know, which everything in the game is not branded. It looks like a branded car, but it's not. It has its own little name, but you get the idea. This is supposed to be like an MR2 spider. They don't call it that. It's called something else. What do they call this thing? Let me see. It's not showing me here. I would have to look. There's somewhere in here where it shows you the name of the car. You know, they all have their own little weird little names and stuff. But you get the idea. So, but no, this is not going to last. I'm just kind of riding around here. I wanted to test the fidelity and the quality of this stream, and just listen to see how everything sounded and whatnot. And if it turns out good, you know, like I said, I may keep it over here just because I want. To me, I think quality of your stream is more important than how many people are watching it in my regard. Now, you know, the people will eventually find it. If they follow you at all, they'll go where you go. But in this particular case, you know, my Twitch streams look okay, but they're just not quite the same. And so I wanted to see how YouTube would do. Did some research as far as boosting the quality of the stream itself. And that's something that I wanted to take a look into and just see how it looks. I want to see how it turned out. Is this the gas station that I started at? I think it is. It's not the exact one, but you know, we're going to run with it. Everyone likes a little gas station. Okay, so we'll just call it at that. I'll go back and take a look at this, and I'll see what we end up with. Once again, everything looks good on my end, but my end can be completely different from your end. And if it turns out to be better, we may stick with this, and I will literally just redirect all my Twitch people to here. I know YouTube is not more, or Twitch is more, has a higher gamer algorithm base as far as that goes. But you know what? YouTube might be better. It might be. I don't know. But anyway, I do appreciate it. Thank you for checking this out if you have. Once again, like I said, this was a small test stream. Everything that I've done on Twitch, it ends up over here regardless of which platform I use. And to be honest, you know, it is what it is. So we'll see what works out better. I know this probably does look way better. I know for a fact it will. Whereas Twitch it might be a little fuzzy because I do 1440 streaming, and I know YouTube does a really good job of letting me have that over Twitch. Twitch is more 1080 based, which, I mean, I get it. More people have access to 1080 than they do 1440, so I understand. But if I have the opportunity to broadcast in a higher quality, why would I not do that? But we will see. We'll go from there. Anyway, I do appreciate it, and we will see where this leads. Thank you guys for sticking with me and whatnot, and checking out any of my content on my channel. Thank you very much. I will see you guys in the next one.